Hey everybody, this is Justin Munt with Munt and Associates. I've got James Leary here. He's a disability income specialist, and he spent over 24 years of his life helping clients protect their most valuable asset, their income. James, today we're going to talk a little bit about group coverage. A lot of clients, when we meet with them, they talk about, we ask them, do you have coverage for your income? And they say, yes, I have it through work. Well, let's take a look at what that actually looks like in most scenarios. Let's get started.
Yeah, perfect, Justin. Best way to do this is just to go through a quick hypothetical case study example here. So I'm going to share my screen with everyone here right out of the gates. And here's the scenario. Here we have a hypothetical, client that earns $150,000 per year. $100,000 is base salary, and $50,000 is their annual bonus or commission income there. Now, they have a group benefit plan, a long-term disability or LTD plan provided to them by their employer. A lot of us have that out there. But understanding how that specifically applies to your situation is very, very critical. All good income protection planning first starts with fully understanding what you already have in place. And we're going to walk through a quick example of what that may look like for you in our case study here. So again, here's our income with that breakdown. Now, the group LTD coverage typically looks like this. It's about $60,000 a year in coverage in a similar scenario like this. Well, why is that? Well, most group plans only cover the base salary. Some cover bonus and commission income, but a lot don't. So it's really important to understand that dynamic there. And the base salary that is covered is typically 60% up to a certain monthly maximum. It could be $4,000 a month, $5,000, $10,000 a month, $7,500. That varies quite a bit there, but there's still almost always a cap of some sort, and it is a 60% of coverage. So that's where that $60,000 is coming in right here that we're hypothetically going through this case study on. Now, what does that mean in case you had to rely on that plan if a health event happened and you couldn't work? Well, in this scenario, that'd be a $90,000 gross annual income loss. That's a pretty big number. And most folks just do not realize how these plans are positioned for them from both a benefit perspective and also a taxation perspective. If you have a group LTD plan through your employer and they're covering the cost of that, it's a benefit to you at no charge. Those are highly likely going to transfer to you as a taxable benefit. So we have an estimated tax bracket plugged in behind the scenes here for this hypothetical scenario. So if we toggle over here to net and give it an estimated net breakdown, these numbers from an annual perspective might look something more like this. So most people don't understand this. We're just trying to educate you on really making sure that you understand what this looks like. And Justin is available to help you do that. So what we're going to take a look at next here is how these group benefit plans apply in more of a realistic out of work scenario. To do that, we're going to go to this income loss scenarios graph here. And let's walk through this example real quick. Here's a 40-year-old. They're healthy, they're married, they have a couple of kids, their job is going well, they have a nice house, so on and so forth. Are they thinking for one moment they're going to have a health event tomorrow, next year, or even 5 years from now? Probably not. It's highly unlikely. But what if a health event happened here later on down the road, say in the 50s as an example? This is when health events tend to happen more often than not if they're going to happen. Now, how does that group LTD plan that you may have apply in that situation at that time? So let's engage this here, and let's just do a 1 year out of work event at age 52. Something happens, you're out for a year, you can't work. Well, even with this group LTD plan here that we're doing this hypothetical scenario on, that's still $149,000 income loss. But what if that health event lasted for maybe 3 years? Now we're at a $425,000 income loss, even with that group LTD plan in place. You may know people or friends or family or others that are close to you that have had health events before. Think about how that, may translate, in the future to your situation. God forbid if something happened there. We want to make sure we're fully aware of the outcome there and want to be protected in case that were to happen. And here's another example. If you were never able to get back to work again, we see scenarios like this quite often. Can't fully get back to work. Even with that group plan here, best case scenario from a gross perspective, that'd be about a $3 million loss of income here. There's a lot of details that we're not really getting too far into the weeds with here today, just some generalization of things. But what this is doing here is it's just trying to really help you think about what your group LTD plan may look like for you in your specific situation, so you can reach out and Justin can help analyze that for you to make sure we're making some good planning decisions moving forward.
Yeah. Guys, if you have a group disability insurance policy through work, but you'd like to really see if supplementing that with another disability insurance policy makes sense, or even just taking a look at where you're at, what the scenario looks like, and if it makes sense to dive a little deeper into something like this, reach out to us. We'd be happy to meet with you and take a look at your specific scenario. So thanks so much, James, for joining us today. We sure appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It was great to have you on the call today.
Oh, thank you very much, Justin. Appreciate it.